Chapter 11, containing a great deal of shouting. Jimmy was struck dumb. Did Prince Brat have sand for brains? Gaw, didn't he realize he could snatch up his crown and go free? It doesn't please me to take orders from common rascals, Prince Brat said coldly. It would please me to shake the teeth out of your confounded face, replied Hold-Your-Nose Billy. You may live in the castle, but you're only a whipping boy. Do as we say. I'll do what I choose, and I choose not to run your errands. Jimmy leaped up and gave the prince an angry flash of eyes. Jimmy from the streets gets these stubborn fits, he said. Contrary as a mule. Let me have a word with him. I'll whip the mulishness, that's a hard word to say, mulishness out of him, exclaimed Cutwater, lurching forward. Prince Brat dodged out of his grasp, and a sour smile crossed his face. I'll tear up your vile message the moment I'm gone, and keep the crown for myself. Hold-Your-Nose Billy caught Cutwater's upraised arm. Hold off. There's something in what he says. You think he's angling for a share of the reward, Billy? Likely is, the greedy little snipe, Cutwater bleated. How much do you reckon we can spare? This calls for private words. Let's parley. Follow me. The moment the outlaws ducked out of the hut, Jimmy turned on his companion. Prince Blockhead, you should wear your crown to fend off woodpeckers. Impostor, how dare you insult me? You're enough to give the devil himself fits. Haven't I so muddled their brains they want to turn you loose? And you reward me with a royal squawk. The prince had crossed to the wicker basket and snatched up an uneaten apple tart. He gobbled it down. I'll return to the castle when I'm ready, when I choose, and not a moment before. Look at the picture. Do you see at the top where that's garlic hanging from the ceiling? The guy really likes garlic. All right, next page. Jimmy's eyes narrowed sharply. He couldn't fathom what was stirring in the prince's mind. Could he, for once, be concerned for someone other than himself? It's not me you think you're protecting, is it? You? Knowing they'll knock the daylights out of me soon as they find out I tricked them? The prince shrugged. You're quick, boy. You'll think of something. I've already thought it. Once you're up and gone, I'll slip away out in the forest. I'll be harder to catch than a flea. But I'm not leaving, said the prince firmly. God, but why? Is it your paw you're afraid of? Is that why you won't go back? The prince scoffed. He won't miss me. Of course he will. Let him wait, and mind your own affairs, whipping boy. It is my affair. Do you reckon you're out on a lark with murderers outside? The murderer shuffled back into the hut. Hold-Your-Nose Billy fixed Prince Brat with a hairy smile. Never let it be sung about me and Cutwater that me and Cutwater ain't generous to a fault, lad. We'll share out with you a bucket full of golden jewels. No, replied the prince flatly, as if he'd been offered a bucket full of coal. Don't run me out of patience, warned the huge outlaw. The prince remained defiant. I'm staying. Hold-Your-Nose Billy ripped off his leather belt. I'll lash a bit of sense into your head. Jimmy saw that Prince Brat wasn't going to shift his ground. You don't need my whipping boy to get into the castle. There's a better way. Do say, exclaimed Cutwater doubtfully. My horse, remarked Jimmy. There's your messenger, sirs. Hold-Your-Nose Billy gave a snort. Faugh! That fine beast? We've been afoot since our skin-poor horse turned heels up. We need a mount in our line of work. Nitwits, exclaimed Jimmy, as if his own prince patiently were at an end. With rings on your fingers and gold in your pockets, you can take to the road like gentlemen. You'll be traveling about in fine coaches. But first you've got to lay hands on the treasure. Cutwater made a sound through his nose like a pitch pipe. With the horse outside, one of the king's own, a horse could always find his way home, can't it? That fine beast will make for the castle stables, note and crown. No questions asked. So now the prince is not going to go. So now they're going to try to send the horse. Put the crown and the note in the horse's saddle and let him loose and he'll go home. Horses really